So yeah, gays are allowed, but only in singles.
I was afraid to pull onto the driveway.
My mom was in the eagle's nest, man. Tell that faggot boyfriend of yours if he comes over, Mom, we love each other, dude. You can't talk to us like that. Oh man, she's got a Winchester. It's BB. So what? It's pretty badass. I think you could do pellets in it. Some of them are bisexual pellet guns. You've seen those that can do both, BBs and pellets. Yeah, she didn't know she was armed, but she is. I was cleaning out the shed today and I found it. So thought about ending it there, but
if you're gonna, you should make her find you. Since she, broke your home up, you should break. Of course, she just used that as a reason to run for mayor of Hayesville.
Dude, it would suck if you were gonna, no pun intended, pull the trigger on something like that, and you used what you thought was a real gun and it was a BB gun, and you just had
We've all been there,
like a
right?
big welt.
That would sting.
Yeah. Oh man. Point blank.
So you're going this way.
I feel like that's the way I would go. Not through the mouth. I would.
They say that's the most common way people either miss or like mess up and it like ricochets off, so you just end up not done with. This way, it's pretty much guaranteed. There's nothing that can impede it from getting.
Oh, that's
there.
true.
Yeah, not in the mouth, but actually under the chin.
Yes.
Yeah.
I can't do anything right.
That would be my biggest fear with you. You would, no pun intended, pull the trigger.
Yeah.
And then just ricochet off that big, dumb, thick skull of yours. And then you just wouldn't be able to see very good out of your right eye. And
I think you only use half your brain, too. So you probably shoot the wrong half. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you just shoot the deep thinking half, not the part that still feels and hurts.
I just have swimmer's ear.
Like Andy tried to do when he called it a tumor. That's not a good way to start.
You'd hit that calcified mesquite thorn that you got in your head when you're 8 years old.
Some of that dried up scat.
I thought you had a tumor, but looks like you got into a mesquite tree back, 30 years ago?
Yep, that's mesquite. Yep. No, it is strange.
Sorry, it's your what?
Do you ever, I hit my head pretty hard yesterday on the lawnmower. And
working on it?
Getting under it, and I just smacked it on the deck. Sometimes you forget how big your head is, and so you just
I don't know how you could, but okay.
hit things.
It's got a lot of things.
And this morning when I like to rub my head in the morning. I was like, oh man.
Just make sure it's all there.
It hurt for a second. I thought first instinct was probably brain tumor. Like then the second instinct is like,
oh yeah, I hit my head.
I hit my head.
So
that's probably it.
I get little knots all over my head. Like I don't know how to describe them.
Those are tumors.
That's what I figured. They go away, but I figure that's like a tumor trying to push through, and then it goes back down, and then finds a new like void in my skull to push through.
Well, you've just got so many tumors they float around your body like Orbeez.
I think so. That's very true.
It's a tick.
Can we talk about how my husband Eric here has grown a full beard in 1 week?
He's been growing it in.
Dude, I haven't trimmed it up.
He was here last week. He just skipped
shit,
a month before that.
Oh.
My shit doesn't grow. I put some beard wax in it.
Is that what it is?
And combed it this morning to keep it somewhat uniform. Yeah. I'm trying to get to Casey's level.
I think it's just because he's not wearing a hat this week. And you're really noticing the beard with the hair to hat ratio, or the hair to beard ratio.
What's the thing about beards?
And he's wearing glasses again. That really makes
I wear glasses every day now, man.
But you didn't last show.
Yeah, I did.
I don't think so.
I promise you I did.
Oh.
He did.
He has to wear them.
I thought I made a comment about how less
nighttime driving.
No, that was. It was.
I took him off before he kissed.
Okay, thank you. But I've always asked you to do that.
I think they say like a beard is a look into what your pubic hair looks like, and Eric's is always so soft looking, and yours looks sharp and jagged.
And they are. What you just said is yes.
Like
same length, same coarse texture, same.
The eyes are a window to the soul, but the beard is
a window to my pubes.
A window to the pubes, and so
me and Skinman have very similar pube structure.
And Andy's would just be
actually opposite.
Andy's would just be a baby, smooth as a baby.
I feel like his now.
Tight. I feel like Andy's would be tight.
I feel like he's got like a whatever. I don't know what shave it would be, but he shaves a trucker's patch into his.
Oh, that's true.
Just like a road, like a skid mark through it or something.
Can you can you shave with that much pomade?
I bet he does. He's a Dapper Dan man for sure down there.
He doesn't like fop, goddammit.
I'm sorry that Shannon's not here, everybody. He is going to be here tonight. His wife had a trip with her sisters.
Okay, not like a psychedelic trip.
It's like a Sisterhood of Traveling Pants.
We explained. We went over it last week.
Yeah, so they went down there, and I didn't know what time they were going to be back or when they're going to come back. And so I told him, I said, my family was up here because I was working on the mowers, hitting my head on them and stuff. I said, well, if you're going to be at the show, I'll just ride home with you, and I'll send my good-for-nothing family back down a little bit earlier. And he said, that's great. I'll be there. Don't worry about it. Send your family down. Okay. So I sent them. It was like Red Rover, send your family right over. I sent them all down to Oklahoma at about 1 today. And then he called me about 5:30 and said, hey, man, I'm going to be a little late for the show. Just now leaving.
Well, I'm not. I haven't left yet. I'm getting ready to leave.
And I was like, well, if you just would have told me that your wife was not going to be home, I would have had my family stay, and then no big deal. But I guess he didn't know or couldn't get a hold of her, or I don't know. So anyways, he'll be late. I don't know what time or how fast he's driving. He's got the wind at his back, so that's good.
And at his feet.
Yeah, he put the sail on.
Feet around the
and or when at his wing.
And just to clarify, your solution didn't really solve his issue of being here. It just would have made your issue of getting home.
It would have made it
concrete.
easier on him, because now he felt like, because now it feels like he's driving up.
Then he had it, yeah.
Because he would have said, hey, I just can't make it tonight because I won't be there till after the show is over. And we would have said, yeah, that would be dumb to drive up for the show if you're going to miss the whole thing. Especially with gas is still, I think gas is still high. And
it is, and especially diesel. I did hear now, just because I'm a man to I got my ears to the street.
Yeah.
Gas went, or oil, a barrel of oil went from $137 to $98 yesterday.
Yeah, that sounds about right. That's what I read in the Wall Street. You read that too this morning, right? In the Wall Street Journal.
I looked at my invoices. The 3 barrels I have in order, it still showed 136.
Well, you procured it before.
Oh,
yeah.
The drop. See, that was the problem with. Now we're going to keep paying a high price at the pump, but that's going to only be maybe 2 months, 3, maybe 5. Once like the market catches back up.
Yeah.
And the flux of the oil they pre-bought before it was going up, while it was going up, once that runs down, then we should be fine.
Well, I think it's smart if it dropped down. It's a good time to get in.
That's what to buy.
Yeah, it's a good time to buy right now. If you got money, take it out of yogurt and cabbage or whatever.
We'll take it out of your Russian investments and put it in oil.
Put it in oil. I was thinking about
sweet cabbage stuff.
Yeah, dude.
There's got to be a Kraut joke in there somewhere.
Well, the thing is, dude, you won't get investigated by the authorities, the SEC or I think that's the Security.
Don't say their name.
Exchange Commission. They don't mind cabbage investors.
Shut it down. Shut everything down.
This guy's made a shitload of money. What's he in? Cabbage. Leave him alone. Just a cabbage guy.
You turn into coleslaw though. That's another tax situation.
So it's been a whirlwind week since we last spoke, since Friday, and
a whirlwind 4 days.
Whirlwind 4 days. The plan was to work on the mowers over the weekend, but as you guys remember, the weekend was filled with extremely cold weather.
Wrestling.
When you had parties and events.
Extremely cold weather. You go outside and be like, fuck, it's cold. I said, I don't want to work on these mowers when it's this damn cold outside.
You don't have a shop at your new place?
He's got a front yard. Does that answer your question?
No, I don't have a shop. So it's at my mom's house, okay?
Okay.
She's got a nice shop, but it's not
bring
heated.
It in over here.
Thank you for your hospitality.
It's not heated, but you can.
So I said, well, fuck it. Let's go. We're going to go to Kansas City to see my uncle. We were going to do that after we worked on the mowers.
Is this going to become an every weekend thing?
To go see my uncle?
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, as he gets older, get older, your dick gets browner, and
you like to see it, count the rings
go
more
up there
often.
and see him. And so we did that on Saturday. rather than work on the mowers, we got in the Garrison family truckster and we headed up in a Ford Focus all the way up to Kansas City. No problem. I filled it up, $36. Don't care. 800 miles a gallon. Wind was blowing at my back. No problem. Got there. Had so much money left over that I thought I was going to spend it at the pump. Just throw it at all the beggars. You know what I mean?
Actually hurt your gas mileage with 100 pounds of cash in the back.
This is slowing me down, So I'd roll down the window. You peasant, here, have some of this. See if you can find some fentanyl with this $3,000. And got to my uncle's house. We brought him, as we always do, because he has no food. I don't think he eats unless we show up, which is one of the reasons why I have to go more often.
Is he a big Uber Eats guy, or he just doesn't eat?
He goes to Bob Evans for breakfast every day.
Oh, you don't go to his diner no more? Is it closed?
It got closed down. COVID shut it down.
COVID,
yeah.
Oh.
So he goes to Bob Evans every
Poor
morning.
guy. No wonder he doesn't.
And he eats breakfast with Modern Family's Eric Stone Street. He used to eat breakfast with that guy's dad every day at Bob Evans. Well, he died recently, which you guys probably knew.
Oh yeah, I got that in my Eric Stone Street news weekly.
Thought so, which is sad. And if Stone Street's listening, condolences. But when we go there, I hate Bob Evans. Right? I fucking can't stand Bob Evans.
What?
Because he goes by himself, where you can walk in, get your cup of coffee, you have nothing to do for 3 hours, and sit down. And it doesn't matter how long it takes to get eggs and toast. But when you have 4 or 5 people, you will be there for 3 hours every morning. I mean, you've been there. So
that was a great experience and wonderful food.
So we always stop at Aldi's or Walmart or something and buy food, bring it over there so we can cook him breakfast in the morning because he likes his breakfast so bad. So we did that.
But you make him coffee 3 hours before and make him wait for it, or?
Yeah, we usually make him wait. Make him give him
Just
the Bob
sit out
Evans.
there.
Give him the Bob Evans experience. What did you want, Tom? Okay, it'll be about 20 minutes.
We'll get you seated at your table.
I'll make you a fresh pop. Make sure it's real hot.
Well, and there was a little bit of a mistake with breakfast. I'm gonna be honest, and I didn't cook it. I usually don't like to judge, but my wife
pizza
decided that roast would be good. She bought all the ingredients, which is not much: flour, evaporated milk, and sausage, and she was gonna make sausage gravy and homemade biscuits, right? Except the one thing she didn't buy, thinking that my uncle would have it, which is you can't assume that.
Buttermilk.
Milk, yeah, just milk.
You gotta go buttermilk biscuits.
I didn't know you put evaporated milk in gravy.
Yeah, it's kind of a.
Isn't that a sweet thing?
It's kind of a recipe hack, kind of like a life hack.
So do you use that in the roux point, or in the? Is that the base?
You sprinkle it on your toes and you kind of dance.
Wait, is evaporated milk or condensed milk the sweet stuff?
Condensed is the sweet stuff.
Condensed is just female breast milk, I think.
I think so.
Yeah,
but it's sweet.
What is evaporated milk? Is it coming in a can?
I don't know. I've never wanted to open it, but she said that my dad told her that's what gives it his famous. He makes pretty good gravy, and she didn't know how he did it. He's like, it tricks evaporated milk. I don't know what that means. I don't know if
you just told everyone.
And I just told the whole world. So there you go. But
the funny thing is, it wasn't a trick.
Evaporated milk, known in some countries as unsweetened condensed milk, is a shelf-stable canned cow's milk product where about 60% of the water has been removed from the fresh milk. It differs from sweetened condensed milk.
It's less watery
added
than normal milk,
which is much better than otter milk.
So can't you just simmer down regular milk?
Couldn't you add water to condensed milk?
You're leading the witness. That's exactly what I would think. But the bigger conundrum was, we're going to be there for 2 mornings, so 2 breakfasts. In which case, there's no sense in trying to manipulate this gravy recipe with some sort of alternative when there's eggs, there's sausage, there's toast. Which we would have been having the following day. We'll just flip-flop days because we don't have milk.
No,
my wife
didn't go to plan.
My wife was,
She had a journal already written. Okay, she pre-fills it out.
She was already craving the gravy, which she does from time to time. And she decided to, instead of putting water in there or waiting, she just used sweetened vanilla almond milk in it,
which won't cook near right.
I'm telling you, she did have the consistency. I walked up and said, "This is gravy." It looked like it.
But how about the flavor of that?
But then I took a bite
gravy?
of it. First thing was the biscuit, because it was sitting there first, and I took a biscuit and bit. It's like, this is bad. Like, I didn't want to say it out loud. I did.
They were they,
But you didn't want
they were
to, but you
biscuit.
had to.
They were from
So
scratch
she also
biscuits.
used those?
Yeah, she made from scratch biscuits.
Wow.
Yeah.
But
Well,
she
like we
used
said,
that.
we wanted the Bob Evans, so it took 3 hours for
Lack
breakfast
of
that morning.
milk, lack of, okay.
And I was like, man, something's bad. But they were sitting there eating, and I didn't want to be like, cause a scene or something. And then I tasted the gravy. Did you do something to this? It's not right. I don't think it's right. She's like, oh, yeah, I know it tastes funny. It's almond milk. It's sweetened almond milk. It's like, yeah, it tastes really bad. But now that you knew what it tasted like,
You couldn't get over
well,
it.
no, then you could understand. But when you didn't know what the ingredient was,
Right.
that's what's strange because your brain was like freaking out. What the fuck is this flavor in here?
Or are you having a stroke?
And I bought the sausage at Aldi's. I thought it could have been bad pork,
Ooh,
contaminated pork,
Still
Mm.
possible.
like a sugar pork.
No such thing.
A sugary pork, but it was the almond milk. And so I just put a bunch of pepper on it and tried to, hot sauce and mask
Muscle down, at least
Yeah.
some.
just get those empty calories going, those carbs.
So there wasn't a dog to feed it to.
He doesn't have a dog. We should
Yeah.
get him one, but
I don't think he
That
would
way you
eat
can
it.
feed
Too
the
sweet.
nasty.
Can I ask an obvious question of if he doesn't have groceries, why did he have sweetened almond milk?
It lasts a lot longer.
that's a good question.
Probably one of those somebody left it there 2 months ago when they were
He-
visiting.
I think when you get to a certain age, your body just kind of craves almonds.
Your
Have
wife
you ever
left
noticed
it
that?
there last
Yeah, or my wife left it there. It's rotten almond milk.
from September.
It's your last time I made gravy.
It's an interesting flavor. Once I knew it really wasn't so bad, and the fact that she admitted to the guilt of it and that she's not going to like start, because the problem is if you say this is actually really good with that, then their brains they only use one side of their brains too, but it's a much smaller side, and
Call their
oftentimes
asshole.
women will say, "Oh, my husband thought this was good. He said it." So from here on out, it's almond milk gravy, and I wanted to nip that in the bud real quick. So this is awful. Do never do it again.
And you shouldn't have done it this time.
Shouldn't have done
You
this
should've-
time.
I
It's like
don't want to.
sausage and eggs
I
and
don't want to
toast and-
condone hitting because you should never do that. But
No,
you
I
should have
wasn't.
thrown some of it at her, like a spoonful.
Yeah,
I would have
most
taken the gravy to the sink and rinsed off all the gravy and just take the sausage back and laid it on your
There you go. But also then threw
Wet
the
water
biscuit
box.
away and just ate your little chunks of sausage.
your Aldi sausage.
Oh, dude, have you watched that Leftovers show on Netflix before?
I have not.
Well, you got to watch it because they do that kind of shit. They'll like take somebody will make a soup or something, and they got to do leftovers, and maybe they have to make a fancy dinner, and so in the soup was pieces of sirloin. They'll just take the soup over in a colander and like spray water all over. Shit.
Yeah, but then you recook the.
It looks like when they're
Then you
done.
make a meatloaf out of it.
Yeah, it's an interesting show, and I think it's just on Netflix. There's only one season, probably for a reason.
Have you tried my sirloin brownie recipe?
It's just so funny to watch people rinse off soup. I got the carrots out of this to make a carrot. Like it's disgusting, lady. So, anyways, then we didn't do shit that first night, but said, "Oh, let's go." This was all about, it's going to get really busy this time of year. This coming up, it gets really busy. I know Casey's dealing with it at work right now. Everybody's gearing up toward the mowing season, and so I won't probably see my family for the next few months very often because we'll be out tacoing all day throughout the week, then mowing on the weekends, and we'll mix in some moments where we'll give each other appropriate hugs and stuff like that, but there won't be much time. So I wanted to, whatever you guys want to do, as long as it doesn't cost any money,
Yeah.
we can do it. And I don't really give a shit.
So what is an appropriate hug?
We'll just like
Second and a half?
yeah, there's a time limit and then there's a context to the hug. You know what I mean? You can't have a boner during
See,
it.
I knew you had details to this.
Depending on who you're hugging,
Right.
If you hug a kid, don't,
Yeah, don't
Don't have an
wildly
erection.
Inappropriate.
So we went to IKEA.
Oh,
On
that's an
purpose?
afternoon of fun.
We went to IKEA. Have you ever heard of IKEA? It's a fucking store in Kansas City.
Yeah.
And you would think if you went to IKEA, no other stores should exist. But the fact that there's still a Home Depot, and it's like, why? How much more shit do we need? If you
What
walk
kind
through
of shelf
IKEA,
did you buy?
the only thing we bought at IKEA, I bought some chocolate for the kids, candy bars.
Well, there you
Oh,
go.
that
Hype them up.
IKEA
Swiss,
Just right
the
at
good
home.
the good Swiss chocolate. Yeah, get them nice and hyped up. But you walk around this fucking place, and you have to, first of all, park like underneath it, and then it's just you walk in one door, and then they navigate you through a maze of tchotchke bullshit that they've put together. I mean, and you can't. There's no secret way out. You have to stay like you're in a kill line, like a pig in a kill line, and you just walk around. Oh, look at that bed. Ooh, look at that oven. Kitchen. Look at that kitchenette. Look at that bunk bed. And it's like the next room. It's like you enter a different wing of the museum. Ooh, look at that. Ooh, that is an interesting planter. You know,
A chair with 3 legs.
and there's a lot of really cool shit, and it's all. I mean, by the end of it, you're like, I think this is a great price. You know, you don't ever really. They manipulate you when you walk in. This is $33. So by the end of it, it's 3,500. But you're so used to seeing so small prices at the beginning. You're like, this is not much more than that.
You got hypnotagged.
I got hypnotagged on it at the IKEA. So
you go looking at this price, then that price, and it's like, these are about the same.
But the thing that blew me away about it was the amount of people eating there. There's a diner at IKEA. And I watched a young man and what I'm assuming is either his mother or could be like one of those romances where a teacher's having sex with a young student. But she was much older than him. And they were walking through the trough line, and I'll have a little bit of yellow and I'll have a little bit of whatever. And they had somehow took a rotisserie chicken, and it might be a Swiss recipe. They had deep fried a full rotisserie chicken because he had his plate, and there was a big old like a ball of fried chicken,
fried carcass.
Didn't look like a chicken breast. Couldn't quite, not a giant drumstick or something. It just looked like they had cut the head off a chicken, tied its legs around its back, and then dipped it all in batter and fried it. And he looked happy as shit. Like, I'm getting ready to eat this. But they have to eat in trendy ways. Have you they don't have normal seats and tables. It's like everything's like weird heights. You have to sit on a beanbag to eat your chicken, or you have to sit on a stool at a real tall table that's real narrow. And everybody thinks it's pretty cool though. We didn't eat there, but I could not believe how much stuff was in the store and how many people were looking at it. Like, this is amazing that people would walk around here, and as we were leaving, more people were coming. And I was like, to look at shelves. It was
yeah, they get more traffic than a fucking museum, man.
It's fucking nuts. But when you see that, you're like, there's no reason for another store for this kind of stuff. There's enough in here to supply the whole Kansas City metro area. This is fine. But no, that's not the case, because we left that shithole.
Went to Bob Mills.
And went to Nebraska Furniture Mart.
Oh, God, that's even worse. The biggest goddamn furniture mart in the world.
It's insane, dude. It is insane. Because you walk around, and I don't know if you're like me, I look at people and I'm like, no way you can afford that. Sir, you have one of those bull nose rings. You have spiky green hair and beads in it. You can't afford a $3,200 bed frame, mister.
Well, it's 0% interest for 6 months.
And the reason we went there is,
you would have moved 4 times.
But one, it's just a good way to tire out the kids. They can't just fucking be sitting all day inside. And so go walk around, get our steps in.
Go sit on the recliners, kids. Tell me which
More
one's the best.
fun than a park.
Yeah, and that's what my wife was like, hey, Rowan, don't jump on that. I was like, don't tell her that. Rowan, jump on everything in here. I don't care. It's just fine. Be like every other snot-nosed kid in this place and go, what is that, an Xbox? Yes.
Yeah.
Pull it out of the box. Play it. Plug it into that TV. That's what it's here for. We can order all of this on Amazon. I mean, if you guys are going to put this shit for us to press the buttons on, we're going to press them. So they have a line of massage chairs at Nebraska Furniture Mart. This used to be a secret, or people used to have shame. So you would walk by and say, oh, interesting, massage chair. Maybe you would sit on it for a minute or two, be like, oh, this is pretty cool. I could see myself buying a $3,200 chair. Then you get up and get your senses back and leave. It's not the case anymore, dude. We went there. There's one left. It was the shitty massage chair on the end. That's like, just vibrates, just shakes. Nobody wants to sit in that.
Nobody started there and then went to the next one.
There was 4 people. I think there's 5 chairs, all occupied. 2 of the people were sleeping in it. They're all in zero gravity mode, which is a mode on the chair, not a not a mode in your brain. You can't just go to zero gravity mode. You click zero gravity mode, it leans you back like you're in a hammock, and then just it clasps around your legs and your arms and squeezes your body. These people don't have any muscles, the ones that I've seen. They were more jelly people. You know what I'm saying? They were a lot of jiggles, no muscle tones. So I don't know what they were massaging. They're just massaging the jelly, I think.
So they were orca fat.
They were just bigger people, and they must have been very tired because they were all sleeping. And I thought, well, how long will they sit here so we can try one? Because the best thing to do is watch one of those sweaty people exit a massage chair and be like, now it's my turn. It's already heated up for me. You know what I mean? Don't have to wait for the burner on the chair to turn on. Their body sweat made it hot. So we walked around that whole fucking facility, walked back, same 5 people are still sitting there. They brought people with them who are sitting in unmassaged chairs across from them, watching them sleep. It's like they're just sitting there. There's one girl that was getting a kick out of Rowan because she was just walking around jacking with everybody's settings and shit as they were getting massaged, and she was laughing because her dad was there. But it's like your dad just fell asleep and left you unattended to sit here and watch him sleep. You know what I mean? She had to been. I don't know what I could have got from her. I could have stole her. I don't know how much she would have been worth.
Why would you want to do that?
He's not saying he wanted to. He's saying he could.
Yeah.
You've got 2 kids. Why would you want more?
He's not saying
No, for money.
Well,
Oh, you're not gonna get money out the
Well,
kid
his-
off of that bloodline.
your kid
Mhm.
train.
Oh, that's true. There's lots of reasons to want kids. I've seen a documentary about that.
Okay.
Ashton Kutcher's fighting it, I think.
Ashton
now.
Kutcher's Crazy Town.
Yeah,
I'll look out for that.
He's crazy. So while we were in Nebraska Furniture Mart, and after already experiencing an IKEA, it was mentioned that there's an even crazier store, if you can believe it, in Kansas City called Shields.
Mm.
Have you heard of this place?
Oh, I've been there.
Shields is basically
Did you go to the one way down south, Overland Park?
Yeah.
Man, you're all over the greater
Oh,
metropolis.
dude, he drives a Buick, so it's actually pretty nice.
A nice enclave.
It is a it's the longer sedan. It's a little bit older, but it's a very long sedan, like a Lucerne.
LTD.
Could be a Buick Lucerne or a Buick
Grand Marquis.
something like that. It's very long,
The
and you,
Sabre.
like the back seat,
Oh, yeah.
you have to get a footrest in the back. That's how deep you are in that back seat. Nice. And what's going on? Are we all right? Something not working right?
We were off the bean for a minute.
For just a couple minutes. Sounds good now, though.
It does sound great. We got Chris on. He wasn't with us originally, so I
good.
tweeted him, told him, "Hey, Wednesday surprise pop-up show bonus
Bonus pop-up.
hashtag surprise Wednesday show."
Good to have you. Good to see you, Chris. So this place, Shields, was mentioned, and the selling point was there's a fish tank in it, which is cool. Kids like fishes.
Who doesn't?
And then there's a Ferris wheel in it.
Is it a fish tank seat, like, or a dresser
So basically, there's a Dick's Sporting Goods that
for furniture?
this is all sporting goods that they put a fucking Ferris wheel in the middle of. And you can walk around. They sell everything sporting goods wise that a Dick's would have, or Cabela's or Gander Mountain or whatever.
What'd you buy?
Nothing.
Oh.
I just went there and said, I don't believe you that there's a Ferris wheel at a Dick's Sporting Goods.
There was.
There fucking was.
How big was it? Like full size?
But even it's full size Ferris. Well, I don't know how.
Indoor?
I think they vary. You
I mean,
can get
is it
a little.
indoor?
It's an indoor Ferris wheel.
Okay.
But it's
I mean, it's a good one. It's not a playground one. It's
Okay.
multiple stories
Not
tall.
like one you could just get for your house.
No, you can't touch the top of it.
you could, depending on what size home you had.
I couldn't put it in my house though.
No,
Okay.
no, unless we did a modification.
Can we put it in the shop?
No,
Okay.
it was
Tall
gigantic.
building.
So tall that I was not going to ride it. So I
Well, so
Yeah.
anything over 13 feet.
Yeah. So I gave the
You won't
kids
ride my
tokens
truck.
and my uncle and my wife a token. They're $1 a piece, so I spent $4
Well,
on
you-
that.
After 40 in gas, well, he was paying for gas.
Yeah, dude, I know. But I was still riding high from that vanilla gravy, so I'm
That's
okay.
true. You had the beats going.
And what I couldn't understand is, again, how many people were in this fucking place, and everybody was just buying things. Like,
You got money right now, man.
what are you guys buying? Oh, I'm just buying these shoes and this bat. Like,
Hold on
you have
now.
to buy a bat. Like, kids outgrow bats.
The baseball. Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Not
you were not like a.
yeah, not that, but
I thought you were talking about
like you can
bat.
buy a rifle at
If
this
they're
place.
if they're nice shoes, you're gonna want that bat.
You can buy a rifle at that place and a bat, and then
In a yoga mat.
in a yoga mat.
And you didn't.
You can do rifle yoga after you leave there. No,
And
I didn't. I didn't buy anything, but I was just amazed at the people. Like, this guy's wheeling a new safe. He's gonna go load this up. Like, what are we doing? You bought it at a place with a Ferris wheel in it. You can order all this online. What are you guys doing?
It's the
But I'm glad it
local.
exists.
Shop local.
Yeah, shop local. Shields and Nebraska Furniture Mart.
Shop local, man.
So it was crazy, but I felt like I had put in, like, that's a good day. I did everything. Everybody had fun. There's Ferris wheels. Kids saw the big fish tank. They have them in these fish in pillars there. And then, for whatever reason, you know how they've been tearing down statues all over the country? They were when Trump was in office.
Not no more. They're
Not
building them.
They're building them
Building
now.
them back better.
They took all of those displays that they tore down in these different parts of the country, and they brought them all to Shields. There's no reason that there's an Abraham Lincoln guy in the middle of Shields, a robotic Abraham Lincoln, that is just telling you the story about Abraham Lincoln.
Dope.
It's like a Chuck E. Cheese for
But they're
presidents.
turning these things into adventures for the exact reason of why you went there.
Yeah, they're trying to get that $4 out of you.
Well, they're hoping to get
true.
more, but they did get $4 that they
Oh,
would have
man.
not got.
This place probably makes good money. Seemed like.
I would think.
Yeah, seemed like there's a lot of commerce going on. But it's really offensive to be listening to former President Lincoln in a robot form tell me about how he's trying to fight slavery while I'm standing next to African Americans.
So
did you ask them to leave?
could you not listen?
This
So like Martin Luther
the
King.
dialogue made me more uncomfortable than the threat that was next to me. You know what I'm saying?
No threat next to you. You're the threat. You ever think about that? You're the threat.
Kind of like how spiders are more scared of me than I am of them.
Not really.
They
Like,
got a million eyes.
But that's not the biggest part of the story, bud. Because I did all that. I thought that was pretty good dadding. Like, I'm dadding it up today. You got to listen to a couple presidents talk today.
ride a Ferris wheel,
yeah,
sit
saw
on
some
furniture,
fishing
saw people
tubes.
sleep, fat people sleeping in
saw,
chairs.
saw big people getting massages. You saw it all, kids. And my wife got
What
to
else
go
is
to
there?
IKEA. Everybody's having a good
You had
time.
sugar gravy.
And then we went to this like Jake Paul or Jake and Paul's or Nick and Jake's.
Oh, Nick and Jake's right across the street.
Right
from
across the
Shields.
street. That's
Mhm.
where we were going to go
I
eat
love
dinner.
that this guy took your exact trip on a Wednesday by himself when he was supposed to go on a sales call.
Dude, literally last week. Was this last week you were there?
Saturday and Sunday.
Oh.
Were you there Sunday?
No, I was there. I was there. I
Yeah,
was
I was yelling, Ian, you were going, we're not in Wichita, douchebag.
I was literally across the street stayed at the hotel last Wednesday or Tuesday or something like that.
Did you eat at Nick Jonas's?
That is one of my boss's favorite establishments. So I've eaten at that Nick
Okay,
and
so
Jake's
tell us your story about it
54
now.
times.
Well, it's pretty pricey, but that's
Was it
okay.
better than Bob Evans?
Yeah, there was there was a little bit of a wait, but
Gonna be at a good place.
not too bad. But we sat down and the kids got kids meal. That's $6 a piece. No big deal. That's no. And Jonah wanted a cheeseburger. It's on there. And they're tuckered Carlsoned out after all
so
this
much.
walking. So they're kind of grumpy waiting for food. And it's probably 5:30 in the evening. And I was looking at the menu. I was like, there's no way that I'll buy a steak for $32. I don't get, not at 5 o'clock, and I'm not, probably never.
Because your
probably
uncle's
won't.
picking up the tab.
And he is, and I felt like I didn't want him to do that, and I was going to pay, I gave him $80, thinking it would cover my family. I didn't want him to pay for, because people do that to him all the time. They go visit him and then make him go take him out to dinner, and I never liked doing that. And he wanted to pay because we bought all these groceries for the other dinners that we were
Come
cooking
on, you
for.
guys bought the sweetened almond milk.
That's true.
Yeah.
You did give him his first sugar.
We
gravy.
totally ruined his weekend, but he still felt guilty for some reason and wanted to buy us dinner. And so he's like, just get whatever you want. And I was like, well, don't worry. The kids got $6 meals. I'll get the Reuben sandwich. It's the cheapest thing on here. It's like $12. No big deal. Comes with fries. I'll be fine. Then my wife, I will have the steak, and you can't be that person, but she didn't even. It's like,
who do you think you're celebrating on the town?
Who do you think you are, lady? You can't do that. What are you talking about, girl?
The Taco King.
Yeah. Can't do that.
Was
but she
lobster
did.
not an option?
It was discussed. She's like, is the lobster good here?
Well,
I'll just stick with the $32 steak.
Do you guys do a turf and surf?
Right.
Please tell me she looked at the drink menu and ordered like a $12 Moscow Mule.
No, but she had.
They're off the menus right now.
I got water. The kids came with the pop on their kids' meal.
Ukrainian mule is what you can get now.
And
the size of an eggplant.
She got a Boulevard, a $4 tiny glass of beer. But when they came around, you want another? Yes, please. It's like,
hey, live it up, man.
I know, but I don't have that
endless resources.
Even if I have the money, which I did, I have the money in my pocket to.
You drove her to Kansas City for a fancy weekend and out, and she can't have a steak in nine Boulevard.
But it's context. Like you do that on 42 beers.
She can't have two steaks to home to make for her gravy.
I love it coming up here.
It was funny and I don't think she.
Actually, if you buy steak this way, it's not that much more expensive than buying it in the store and making it yourself.
I don't think she caught it because my uncle did order the ribs. He's like, I like the ribs here.
Yeah.
And he had leftovers. He's not gonna eat all full rack of ribs. That'd be
gross. Yeah, he's too skinny.
Be unhealthy.
And so he's like, I'll just take these home. And she's like, oh, I could use the ribs and the almonds more. He's like, oh, that's okay. You don't have to.
Use the ribs.
You can make a cheese omelet.
Yeah. Rib omelet.
Wait, you want to make a rib omelet?
Well, she's like, I could. And he's like, you don't have to do that. It's fine. I'll have a cheese omelet. And he's being nice about it, but he's also like, I want to eat these ribs later. As ribs.
Not with almond.
Not as almond omelets. But either way.
Here's your almondlets.
I found some butterscotch candies in the cupboard. I crunched some up on top of your omelet for you.
It's like a nice crust.
Yeah, I substituted sausage with Werther's Originals. I hope you guys like it.
Omelet de creme brulee.
And anyways, we get back. We have a good evening. Watched some college basketball, which was fine. I don't, it's kind of fun when you don't care about it, and so you can. He likes KU. I don't care about KU, but I'll cheer with. It didn't matter. So that was fun. They always win apparently. So they won that game. They were kicking the shit out of this team. He had it recorded. I guess the Big 12 championship thing. So we watched that, and then had a leisurely departure after we rebuilt a go-kart the next day. So we rebuilt a go-kart the next day and then said sayonara.
Is this something he cruises around the property on?
Just something he wanted to do for the kids when we go up on 4th of July, something for them to drive around. And I was like, so he's like making phone calls as I'm sitting there talking to other people. Hey, you think you could have Keaton come up and work on this go-kart and stuff? And I was like, I'll help you. I'll work on your go-kart tomorrow, man. It's fine. You don't have to be so obvious. I'll do it, just ask. And so we did that. We came back, went to my dad's house, my dad and my new mom's house. And
how's that going with your new mom?
It's going pretty good. We got home.
She's living with him?
Yeah, they're pretty much shacked up together now.
Well, they're married.
Well, they're not married.
Not yet. They're just engaged.
Oh, they're living in sin.
I thought they wouldn't just did like a courthouse thing.
No, they're not doing a courthouse. Well, I don't know if they're doing like a eloping, like going to Vegas or something. I haven't asked any wedding details.
You haven't asked your dad if his marriage was annulled?
His first one was.
Oh yeah.
First one was. So he's
never been married. Clean on the market.
Never been married. Clean.
Had a bunch of kids out of wedlock, but that's not a big deal.
Yeah, just
as far as honeymoon places go, he might want to check out Keacha.
Is she a Catholic?
Well, he'd go up to Kansas City, check out Shields.
Yeah.
Is she a Catholic?
Keacha would be great. She is she's from Louisiana, so she's one of those crocodile people.
She's voodoo.
So she's whatever.
She's voodoo, yeah.
Voodoo black magic.
She's into gypsies and black magic.
Oh, black
that
magic.
Wedding could be, dude. You combine gypsies and Catholics at a wedding.
Oh, it's gonna get crunk as
the
pastor says.
Dog, dude, that shit gonna be lit.
Fuck. But the thing is, so we got back, then I had to go. Now it's time to actually work on the mowers that next day. Got back to Wichita pretty late at my dad and mom's house, my new mom, dad and stepmom's house.
Oh, so I thought the mowers were at your.
They were. So that next morning, I was like, we got to go to work on the mowers, at the cottage. Which he's like, oh, why don't I'll just go build you a shed? It's
Your
like,
dad doesn't have a place for
um,
you to work on them. You don't have a garage.
he rents one, and I didn't.
Want to
It
go
makes me
there?
feel weird if I bring my stuff over there to a place he pays for. So, anyways, we got to my mom's. I'm out there working on everything. My little brother's there, and he's helping me, and we're just changing oil and going through stuff, and all the shit that we threw in after the move was all in the shed. So it just looks like a bunch of people that had way too much shit from IKEA, had nowhere to put it, walked into a random shed and threw it all on the fucking ground, which is exactly what happened. A bunch of totes, all the stuff is just everything scattered everywhere. Not to mention, then my brother goes over there and throws shit in there, and Gump goes over there every once in a while, opens the door, drives over it with his truck, and then backs out, and stuff like
He
that.
steals stuff.
Yeah.
he's rifling through
nice
panties
lamp.
and
Yeah, we'll run this over. That'll be cool. I'll make a good ashtray or something. And he smokes 3 packs a day now, which is hilarious.
Jesus.
he quit chewing though.
He rolls his own.
Parliaments? Oh, he rolls his
He
own.
rolls his own.
Oh, that's better. That's healthier.
It's hilarious. We'll have to call him sometimes just so he can talk you to his procedure. It's pretty funny.
Now that he's working at Amazon, he's
Well, I think he got laid off, but yeah, Amazon's doing layoffs of one. So he got caught in that first round of layoffs.
First round of layoffs. Let's see here.
Yeah.
Jim.
There we go. Now we're good. Cost saving over. So I opened the door. I was like, because it's, where do you start? You got to work on the mowers, but you also can't, leave this looking like this garage, have a little bit more pride than that. And so I just start cleaning everything up, and I go in. It's beautiful out on yesterday. I mean, it's gorgeous outside, and my kids, they're inside. Like, they're inside. My wife's inside. It's like, are you guys just gonna sit inside like all day while I am outside? Like, well, we can go do something. It's like, yeah, you could come out and walk out to the shed and
help me organize all your shit.
Yes, help me pick up some of your shit. That would be nice. Oh yeah, well you could do that. It's like, yes, you can. Get your shit and come out here. And so my son was in an awful mood because we stayed up, too late. So he's moping around and not wanting to help. My daughter's like, fuck this. I'll go play if I have to be outside, I'll go play on the swing set and the dollhouse and shit like that. So she was fine. So it left my wife pretty much, manipulating different stuff that she really doesn't know where to put anything. And so ultimately,
you're just moving from one side of the garage to the other.
Yeah,
anyway.
She's just organizing what I'd already put there and what Gump had knocked down. You know what I mean? So it didn't really, it helped because it's still shit that I would have had to do. But I felt bad because I kind of was like snippy, but yeah, you can come out and help. I know that you don't, it's not a natural instinct for you guys to want to, and you'd rather sit in here and wait for me to come in at 7 and say, okay, now let's go back to Grandpa's and you guys continue having this blissful, fun weekend with no responsibilities. But I almost fucked it all up. Like, this could have been so bad. Fucking bad. Because luckily, my wife made not even a dent in the amount of stuff that she was helping me do. Luckily. Because I went over there today and I'm moving around her stuff, and there's all these shelves. All this stuff has just been sitting there for years. My mom doesn't use it. Nothing's happening out there. And so I'm putting all this stuff on the shelves and reorganizing. Mowers are pretty much tied up. Got that done yesterday, and I'm just moving stuff around. I opened this bottom thing, and it's like a bunch of leaves and shit in there. No big deal. And walked over and grabbed a tote that I was I can fit a tote in here. You're just looking for space-saving IKEA type options for this kind of
in a wide open garage that nobody uses.
In a wide open garage that nobody uses. And I opened the left drawer, and a 30-pound possum looked up at me.
You don't want to game.
It was in a drawer?
It was inside the.
It was in
the dresser. I get you.
It's like kitchen cabinets. I opened up a cabinet, and the fucking possum was sitting in there, man.
It was as scared of you as you are of it, though.
Yeah, but it's broad daylight, so it couldn't see me. You know what I'm saying?
Well, and it can't chase you. You ran into the daylight, right?
Oh, it's rabied. You saw it in daylight. It's rabied.
Well, not if it.
So this started.
It was sleeping.
this started
You trying to get it out of
the
there.
possum hunt of the gunless possum hunt of 2022, man. So my mom, because she was showing her other barn that she rents out that's got to be riddled with possums, and she was showing that to somebody that might rent it out. The door was closed on the shed, and my car wasn't there. She had assumed that I had left. You know what I mean? She had no. I didn't say like, "Hey, I'm going." She had no idea. And so I walked into the other garage, and I'm like looking around for a gun,
or an
trying to
axe,
something. Well,
Sharp stick.
slingshot.
dude, if you remember, I don't know if I've ever told you.
Have the Ukrainians taught you nothing? You had liquor, Molotov cocktail.
When I was a child, when I was maybe Jonah's age, there was a possum in our garage in Clearwater, and my dad didn't want to shoot it because it was in town, and he was afraid that somebody would call the police, and which who cares? I shot a possum, but
it came at me first.
it is burned into my memory.
And by possum, you do mean an actual possum.
The sound of my dad spearing a possum with a broomstick, and the scream and the thrashing that happened.
Now, who was screaming, it or your dad?
We all were. It was like, it's not the same as being Ukrainian and witnessing your family die, but it's almost identical to the psyche.
No.
I'm not going to say it's the same, but it's pretty much exactly the same.
The primal screams are the same.
Yeah. The screaming.
Maybe the raw emotion.
The thrill, the adrenaline.
There's no thrill.
My adrenaline gland was, my adrenaline cherry was popped when I was 9. And so the last thing that I wanted to do was stab that possum with something or hit it with an axe, because it's already flashing through my head. I know how that ends, and it's.
So you'd rather shoot it?
Well, fuck yeah.
Those possums will stonewall you, man. You can yell, poke it, they'll just back up and hiss.
You could have just like wrapped it up and threw it out of there.
Fire.
I almost wish.
Firebomb it.
Yeah, it's a couple. You don't carry firecrackers on you?
I wish you would have been picking me up when all of this was going down, because
how much gear did
you would have walked into that garage, and I had like
catcher's gear on.
Oh, I had manipulated different obstacles for me to like
jump on,
bound on,
because I've seen your many bounding abilities.
Yeah, I was parkouring throughout this thing, and I
built a little tiger trap.
He's just planked up on some
sharpened sticks and poop on them.
There was a trailer, like you
got peeing in areas you won't come past here.
Maybe a size of this table, but maybe half as much. A little utility trailer that was right next to this thing, like 4 foot from it, so I could open the doors on it. Clearly, that's how I seen the possum. But when I seen it, fucking tripped over this trailer, like when I saw the devil possum right there. So now I have all the doors open, and this possum is in there, but he's not moving. He's like, no, whatever. He doesn't even know what's going on. They're stonewalling, and I don't want to move the trailer because I don't want to spook him. So now I've got obstacles I got to kind of shoot through, And I didn't find a real gun. I only found that BB gun.
So you're gonna piss it off.
That's what I'm thinking, unless I get a good shot. You know what I mean?
Where was your good shot going to be?
Through the eyeball. Exactly, Eric.
And that was going to kill it?
No, but I thought maybe if I hit it, it would run out of the garage. So I opened the big garage door.
Okay.
But I had to wait for this other lady
to leave
because I didn't want to fucking.
So you were
a possum with a BB in its eye running crazy through the. And the funny thing is, when my mom saw me hunting, she's like, one, that scared her. Like,
what the fuck?
When I was hunting for a rifle, because she didn't know I was there. She's like, whoa, what are you doing? And I was like,
no, hold on.
I'm looking for a gun. And she's like,
Mom, where's your guns?
She's like, what? Did you see that rat? And I was like, what are you talking about? Which one did you?
Now you got a rat big enough that's scary, and a possum.
Because apparently she was looking for a trap, because she was walking that client out and seen like a massive muskrat or something running around.
Which was a possum.
Which is probably a possum.
All you need is a 3-pronged garden fork.
Just a baby possum.
Well, the problem is, bud.
Batter up.
I get smart goat thinking. Found my old BBs, knew where they were at in the attic. Still there.
With your porn stash, your old rag.
Right.
You got to spit on them and rub in your hand to get the rust off it.
Right. So I got my copperhead BBs, dude. And I'm.
Oh, they don't rust. They're copperhead, buddy.
Yeah.
Oh, copperhead?
Oh, they're good stuff. I'm filling up this Winchester BB gun. It's one of the side loaders, so I can pull my hand and funnel them in. And then it's
missing half of them.
Oh, yeah, they're all on the ground. And then put a BB through, then it's one that you got to pump. And I don't even know if this fucking thing works.
You don't know if you need
never
5
stop
pumps
working.
or 30 pumps.
Don't know. So I
400
pumped it up, freaking
standing on it.
Then smart thinking said I shouldn't shoot at the possum first without ever firing this gun.
Test shot.
Test
what
shot.
What if it like muzzle loads and backfires on me or something?
Right, exactly. And so I aim at this box. Dude, you're right there with me. I aim at this box of tortilla chips, and I'm aiming for like the price tag thing. It's like if I shoot that,
Shoot the ground
I aimed
4
right
foot in
fucking
front of
at it. It was like 7 inches high. Like, you know,
too many pumps.
So and there's no wind in the garage. It's not wind. So I'm thinking like this is off, like calibration's off, and there's not much
How do
I
you calibrate.
right.
You aim it straight, shoot it right.
So I got to where I could like bend the thing, and it was pretty close. I mean, within 3 or 4 inches, which is a lot on a possum's eyeball.
That's true, but if you hit it at all, it's fine.
So I had to aim at its mouth to maybe get at its eyeball. But the problem is
it moves.
He doesn't move very fast though. Not at daytime. He's still tired and sleepy.
Yeah, you just woke him up.
So I needed him to move his head a little bit. So smartly fire up the mowers, and I'm like revving them up, trying to get him to move.
You could just shoot it 4 times with the BB and get it out of there.
Or like throwing things like into the other bays of it, like old tennis balls and stuff, trying to see what it'll do. And he started like moseying in there, looking around, but he didn't get out. But he finally got in a position like, this is perfect. But I don't know what's going to happen, because when it fired through that fucking tortilla chip box, it was a lot. I mean, it's really powerful. The cardboard didn't get stuck in the cardboard.
It shot right through.
It might have blew through both sides of that. That's how hard this thing was shooting. Not enough to kill a possum, I'm sure. And now I don't think I can hit it in the eyeball, unless I literally went and put the gun on its eyeball.
Which was a good plan.
No, I shot it from a distance.
Maybe you should try and fashion a bayonet on the BB gun.
It shrieked. It did not like it.
And it stayed right where it was at.
It stayed right where it was at. Shrieked. Fucking sound, man. It's like, now I'm quickly reloading. And I'm jumping. Now I got to jump to a different position.
Did you hit it? Did you hit it in the head or in the ass, or what? Where'd you hit it?
Don't know.
Well, it was in the fur. It was just somewhere in the fur, not in the eye.
Maybe neck.
But you could every once in a while because this turned into now almost like a semi-automatic, fully automatic. How fast I was pumping and shooting into there. There was shit bouncing. Like I was not even hitting it quite a few times. I'd hear it ting off the metal.
You'd have copperheads flying back at you.
Yeah, and so
they were sticking in that tin.
The only thing I could figure out that could actually work is if I could gas them out. So I backed the motorcycle because I could get it over there. There's a little 50cc motorcycle. I backed it over to it and then just revved the exhaust into the cabinet. You know what I mean?
Oh my God!
Did you close the shop doors just to make sure you enclosed everything?
Well, you want to fully noxicide it.
Yeah, I wouldn't fully poison it, and revved it in there. Eventually, that bothered him quite a bit. Maybe the sound.
He was irritated.
And he waddled his little way, Pooh Beared his way out of there. I thought, perfect. He's gonna go out.
Throw a basketball at him now.
He's gonna go out of the shed. He went under this like shelving thing that's maybe 4 inches off the ground, and I thought, there's a gap on the bottom of the building. Maybe he could crawl out into daylight. Went outside, was like waiting for him to come out. Nothing. Went back in there, looked under there. He's just hiding under that now. Like, so now I'm in prone position, firing BBs.
Is it like a shelf you could knock over?
Well, I decided no, it's really heavy. The best option would be I just surrounded the bottom to where there's should be no exit.
He has to go outside.
But he'll have to go outside, is my plan. And then I spent the rest of the day on eggshells.
Did he leave?
No, it was just me and him the rest of the day. And I'd just look under there. He's sleeping. A couple BBs in him. But that's where we were at, bud. There's still a live possum that's very angry. There's a live possum that's very angry that is laying underneath the shelves. And by the way, I didn't tell my mom that I had found a possum. I told her that I needed a gun. She thinks I'm hunting that rat. She has no idea that there's a very angry possum, that is under.
Opossum.
I'm listening to the show.
Ladies and gentlemen, he was just taping a special across the hall.
Smoothie,
Howdy.
Skid Man, Duck
Mexico.
Commander,
So what I'm saying
Possum
is,
King.
I saved a life by doing this, though, but not intentionally. Had my wife walked over to that cabinet with all the stuff that was in there and opened that up, she would have probably died of shock. One.
Yeah.
And she would have tripped over that fucking trailer.
Yep. Dumped it out.
Just flailing on the ground. I mean, she would have been very injured.
Yeah.
Listen, there's no need to beat yourself up about it.
But you would have definitely rented. Your mom would have rented. I'm sorry, your ex-mom would have rented the cottage because who doesn't like a good coon story? You know
Oh
what
my
I mean?
God. It was a crazy
Does
day.
your mom?
Or a rat story.
Does your mom not have a dog?
She did it, got hit by a car.
Oh no.
I think it was her own car. We haven't talked about it much. It was a small dog, though. The possum would kill this dog.
She lives
Oh,
out
yeah.
in the country.
No guns. No
Own
dogs.
a gun and get a dog. Get a dog on backup. 'Cause those
Doggone.
things, they disappear. Ask this farm guy.
Hi.
Well, she's usually got, criminals there at the place renting it.
True.
So usually there's
You gotta get a bigger dog, man.
because she
Well,
doesn't charge very much money for it in comparison to other venues. So a lot of times you get the people
That's
that
because
are
it's possum ridden.
well that, and you get a lot of like people that are on like their fourth wedding. You know what I mean? Like, and a lot of Mexican food.
Well, just feed them possum.
Oh,
You know what I
so
mean?
a lot of suburban whites.
Yeah, no.
Is your dad gonna ask to rent it for his wedding?
Ooh, that'd be
Sick
awesome.
burns.
That'd be karma, man.
That would be Karma Chameleon.
Yeah,
that'd be a Boy
Karma.
George, man.
I have not mentioned it yet. I've been trying to find the appropriate way to approach that subject, but I don't know where they're going to elope to. You know,
Hey, drive it in. Sorry, I'm late, guys. Everybody, that was not my doing. I didn't stop to eat. I was
Mhm.
going to. I saw Buffalo's Wild Wings, and I almost stopped. But the thing
you
is,
have to tell these guys that you did that. Maybe on the bonus show.
well, yeah, on
Yeah.
the real show. By the way, would you look at your timepiece right now?
Mm-hmm.
As you know, I called you between the hours of 5:30 and 5. No, I called you at 5:30.
I know you did.
Okay. Then I had to get on my four-wheeler and go to the back of my property to get the keys of the truck because my wife walked her whole family to the pond.
For like a ritual thing?
Well,
or to
just-
show them.
Well, yeah, three of
Get
the
rid of
four-
the bodies.
Yeah, to get rid of the bodies.
Yeah.
And the thing is, so I grabbed the key,
Rachel.
I grabbed the keys
You're
out of
nuts.
her pocket.
Yeah.
Rode back
Yeah.
on the
I've seen too
four-wheeler,
much.
parked
Now-
the four-wheeler, hung the keys up, got into the truck. So we're talking 5:45.
Had to jump it.
It's 3 hours away. I'm here at 7:45. I
You
cut an hour off.
They had the wind at your back though, which is good.
Well, I had a little guy in a Chevy Cobalt or
Mm-hmm.
Cruise doing 120.
Oh, I thought you were going to say it was God.
It probably was God. I
Jesus,
mean,
take the wheel.
it passed me like I was like the times I'm in Mexico when I saw like all the supercars pass me.
Yeah.
It was just a Chevy Cobalt.
No,
but
those are fast though.
he could not have had his foot anywhere but mashed. And I got behind
Is
him,
there
and
any
I'm like,
other way to drive a Chevy Cobalt?
Well, you pinged that off the rev limiter, man.
Yeah, once you're in one, dude,
that
you
thing
can
was
scare a
smoking.
possum doing that.
Yeah,
You can't.
well, you can gas one.
I could
you
put
know.
a Chevy Cobalt in there.
If you can back that Chevy Cobalt up,
Yeah.
up to, like you did your little bike, and try to
Not loud enough.
mind cough him out of there.
The whole time, dude, I was just thinking, like, I cannot believe. Thank God my wife did not open.
This coon needs a shower.
Did you just eat a chicken nugget?
Yeah, did you? Where'd you
It's
get
a-
that chicken
It's
nugget,
not
man?
a chicken nugget, man.
IKEA.
Are you eating meat now?
It's not real.
Oh, you guys got any of
Oh.
that almond gravy left? That sounded good.
I
That's
was
not-
gonna say,
I haven't eaten anything, man.
Is the possum still there?
Yeah, it's still there.
Did you make it in a nest? Did you feel
It
bad?
had a fucking nest, dude, in that
Bad.
thing. It
Old
was
paper, old
so much
nudie
of it.
mags.
I
do
did
you want to take
kind
one of my guns? And
No, I did kind of shuffle
It's okay.
the nest around.
We'll make a
Which
little
is
stop on
spooky.
the way
Don't
home.
do
I
that.
had a big stick, and I was because the possum after I shot him like 38 times, he was gonna go back to sleep.
Yeah.
Apparently, it didn't
well, he's
hurt him.
hardened as shit.
Any
Yeah.
blood?
No blood.
Not for. I mean, you. Yes.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
He scratched himself up,
Scratched
jumping
my
off,
Shot
knee pretty
yourself in
bad.
the finger
Yeah.
4 times.
Scratched my
stabbed
knee
himself
pretty
in the
bad.
arm,
Holding the gun.
Oh, dude, I had to shoot like
and
between
he was so nauseous from all the fumes of that.
between the mesh of the
motorcycle.
expanding metal on that trailer. You know
Oh,
what I mean?
yeah.
Like I had to aim in between the little holes on. You ever seen expanding metal?
What's cool is
I don't know why they call it that, but
you've
it's
been
like
playing video games with your kid, man. So
Why don't you just walk up to it and put the gun on its head and pull it through?
dude, I
too
have
gangster.
a history of pussum.
Yeah.
Right.
Possum.
They don't attack you. At least I don't think they do.
If they got
boy.
They're mad enough, but
They'll come at you.
They'll come at you.
And I got one in my trash can one time that chased me like halfway back to my front door.
Yeah. They'll come and get you. It does remind me of a story of how I try to get a rando feral cat out of my Mexico house. So.
What'd you use?
Shovel.
But he didn't kill it. He just hit it with it a whole bunch of times. Till it died.
I shouldn't have.
That's not a feral cat. It's a house cat. It was in your house.
I don't know. I mean, we leave the doors open. We left doors open.
Nice kitten.
What kept it going around there?
There's gotta be a lot of random.
I told it to
cats
get
down
out,
there.
man. I tried to shoo it out. It wouldn't leave.
Well,
We
it was
had-
its house first.
Food in there. So I'm like, I don't know. I got to do something with this cat.
And your option was hit it with a fucking shovel.
That's all I
man?
had,
It's not a
man.
possum.
They
Like
can't.
hit
They
it in the
don't.
head with it, or
It was a snow shovel. of
Well,
all
I
things.
tried to scoop it first
In
to
Mexico.
try to get it down the stairs, because it was in the middle of
It
stairs.
was on clearance.
I had these stairs you walk down and you have a
couldn't just
landing.
grab it.
It was on
Huh?
clearance at Casa
I ain't
Depot.
grabbing that cat. I don't know where it's been.
Little garden
You get
shovel.
like you wrap your arm up in some sweats.
Well, I thought about a blanket, but I
No,
didn't
you don't
want
fuck
to
with cats.
Yeah, you don't want to fuck with cats. You don't want to fuck with possums either. That's just a bigger cat.
Wrap your
Dude.
arm up in some coveralls. Get one of those welding gloves. Go there, fucking grab that thing.
Dude, possums. Fuck that, dude. You don't fuck with possums, dude.
I got the cat out, but he shit on my stairs.
You'll get fucking
So
fibromyalgia or some
luckily,
shit.
I had
You'll
a
get-
shovel.
Those
Let me go. Maybe it'll reverse.
You
it.
gotta-
You
like a
think if you
Hitchcock
got
movie.
fibromyalgia from a tick
Shit on the
bite,
stairs.
that maybe getting
hit by a possum?
a hit fibromyalgia from a possum could reverse tick fibromyalgia?
I don't know, bud. It's worth a try. I know where one's at.
You could tell your mom that you saw two male possums humping each other.
Oh,
Yeah.
she'll be
yeah.
on that shit.
She'll-
Not my,
oh,
not
burn
on
the
my
shop down.
property.
It's true.
Not on my problem. No gay possums here.
This fucker has been there a long time.
Dog,
too.
if you were two gay coons
Yeah,
hanging
it's
out
its
in the
house. That's what
Dude, you gotta
the
trap it
little
in
one.
there.
She's seen her. It's babies.
Trap
She
it in
wouldn't like
there, and then chuck in some nice salted meats
Mm.
and sunflower seeds to feed
Yeah.
it. So
Yeah,
it's
wash your soup,
real thirsty.
Yeah, okay.
And then you put some water outside, about 10
Water.
foot away. Yeah, those possums of water.
How
Fuck,
big of
man.
a call
Or
wash your soup off and then toss the
take
carrots
his
and stuff inside.
minus his plan. Do spam and like some rat poison.
Ooh,
Oh, poison it? Kind of like a.
can you imagine
what-
the sound, Ben? That's just a coon trying to go to sleep with a tummy ache. You don't want that, dog.
Dude, I don't know. Gump tried to burn it out. He lit the whole field on fire.
He was just putting his cigarettes out.
I don't know, man.
Did you tell him that story?
No.
Oh, wow.
Gump went out there a couple of weeks ago. It was real windy. To burn the couches that were in the back acreage.
The old couches.
The old
not
So is
us.
he the guy that started those hutch fires?
He's got started. It was on the news. I mean, he started the fire on the news when
Okay.
he burnt down like 75 acres of people's shit.
He likes to have a nice breeze when he starts a
but
fire.
luckily they-
you don't want stagnant smoke just in
Was
your
it real
face.
dry and breezy?
They
Let's start
didn't
this
have
fire.
a garden. I mean, they didn't have a garden hose. You know,
Yeah.
so luckily they started a fire with no water around.
Water. He could run fast.
He's out there stomping it out as it's spreading over 20 acres. Then he just sat down. I'm just tired.
I'll light a cigarette.
It's fine, man. Take
Get
it off.
dude.
Yeah.
So
You ruined your kicks.
all that fire, something turned. These critters are looking for a place to live now.
Yeah.
So
They were in the couches.
they probably were in the couches, and now they're back. They're over in the.
Well, I
garage.
doubt it if it already has a good nest there and stuff. It's probably been there a while.
No, it carried its nest.
Well, opossums take a while to establish homes.
Dude, it was.
Well, they do it at
These are
night.
like, so these are like
You don't see
refugee
'em.
possums. You can't.
I don't know.
It's protected, bud.
What was more upsetting, man? Like not knowing what was in that gravy, or not knowing that there was a possum in
It was
this.
almonds. Man.
Each day was a surprise.
That was. Sounds like I had a good time, man.
Oh, yeah.
I've
dude.
never been to an IKEA. I've been to a Nebraska Furniture Mart.
It's the
I
same
haven't
thing.
been to that other sports store, but I'm going now. I got
Skigs. What is that? What is
Shields. Yeah,
Shields.
it's kind of like the Bucky
Is it
Devers.
Shield?
Of
It's
the
Oh,
not
sports
hell
world.
Shield.
yeah,
There's
I'm
no
in.
D on it.
SCHEELS.
You know why I judge a good store? How much beef jerky do they have in there? Like
Some,
aisles?
yes.
I'm there.
Yeah, it had so much
Yeah.
beef jerky and like
I'm
they
not going to
made
buy any of it. I'm going to
No.
say that's crap.
Yeah.
I'll take Skin Man.
homemade fudge too. They had fudge there.
Divinity?
No, Shields fudge.
Divinity, though.
I don't know what that is. You
The white stuff with the nuts on it?
Yeah, you know it. See, he knows.
I'm not a fudgeman.
Poor
I'm not a
people
fu-
know divinity because it's a poor snack.
You're more of a packer than an eater, so
Yeah, I'm more of a packer.
Yeah,
Yeah, when it
that's
comes to
true.
fudge.
That is true.
Good point. Yeah, it was a good weekend, dude. The only thing that happened at Shields
Bazinga.
was I had to, while they were waiting to ride the Ferris wheel, I had to like act like I was, not a pervert by looking at every hot chick in yoga pants,
Oh yeah.
which, women just that are wearing yoga pants, holding up
yeah.
a different pair of pants, like this could be nice. Like, yes, it could, that's great.
Kansas City.
Yeah, and they were all hot and they're all looking at him. But I was standing in the sunglass aisle.
Trying them on and then just.
Yeah, but then you could kind of look
Oh yeah.
through the mirrors at him behind you and stuff.
Oh yeah.
And it was right next to a display of 2 Kansas City Chiefs helmets that were autographed of Patrick Mahomes. And they were $1,400.
Oh wow.
That's a steal. You
not
bought
bad.
one.
And I was
You
looking
said
at
you
him,
didn't buy nothing.
and the guy walked up and he's like, "Can I open this for you?" And I was like,
No.
what part of me looks like I would be able to buy $1,400 helmets? Like,
Right.
no, I'm just looking.
Your
Like,
jacket-
has anybody
your
ever
jacket,
tapped you on the shoulder and like open this? Nobody's ever done that before. Can you open this, sir? What's in there? $1,400 helmets.
No, you just get it out there and you lick your thumb and go, somebody wrote on this one.
And I was, as I was doing it, here's his, if you haven't seen his signature, Patrick Mahomes.
It looks like he wrote it in ketchup, probably.
It's like this. That's Patrick Mahomes' signature.
777s?
It's like, it doesn't have anything. And I was thinking, what a fucking stupid signature. And as I was thinking that, this gentleman next to me said, shit, that's what I would do too, man. That way nobody can ever emulate my signature.
What?
That's like,
Dog, I just did. Like, here, hold on.
that's what I would, if I ever got to a point where I was giving my signatures, I would do it just like that, man. That way nobody ever emulate it. I just did, man. Like, I can give me a pin. Done. What do you mean never emulate
Did
it?
you give him a token for
Oh,
the Ferris wheel?
I can totally read that as Patrick Mahomes.
Oh yeah.
It looks
That's like
kinda I
Sanskrit,
was
man.
gonna say it looks like the
That's something
the
that
stuff that
I
we
saw that
use
on
to-
an ISIS flag
it
one
looks like
time.
Yeah,
the
dude.
stuff you make
That's
me
true.
shut off when they join the chat room.
Oh yeah, that's bad. That's bad juju, dude.
That is super juju.
Yeah,
man.
it's the world's oldest language there.
Wow.
Fucking spray painted on the side of a Hilux.
It's just I don't know.
I think I saw it on that cobalt that blew by me on the highway.
I don't know what
That was Patrick Mahomes. I didn't know.
what people are thinking. I guess people buy it. Travis Kelce had one there too, who's also plays for the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yeah.
And his was only $749, and I
Yeah.
thought that would be insult. Like, then I thought I seen him, not Patrick, Travis Kelce,
Yeah.
because there's a really tall guy next to me,
Big old white guy.
big old white guy, real strong looking. And I thought that could be him. And his wife was there, and I was like, I bet his wife is like embarrassed of him.
Yeah.
Because she saw that his helmet's only worth $749.
Right.
Yeah.
Bitch.
Sad. Oh, honey, there's your helmet. Oh, and there's Patrick's.
Oh, I want to buy that.
I could buy a lot more.
You know, he's
yoga
got a
pants.
shoe room.
I was hoping you'd say I thought he was standing beside me. It's a big tall guy, and then I realized it was the Abraham Lincoln robot.
Hello.
Let me
I
tell you about
say-
slavery.
I say
Maybe that is
this
Patrick
way.
Mahomes
Can't
still.
do that. Shut up, Abe, man.
Yeah, man.
They're free now, and he's right beside me. It's like,
Look,
shut your mouth.
Your whole weekend,
He's looking at you.
I'm jealous of. You got sweet almond
You
gravy.
shouldn't be. And on the bonus show, you'll tell why. You had a great little weekend yourself there,
I,
Patrick.
Candied gravy.
You had candied gravy. That's there. You had a run-in with a coon. I've been trying to get a picture.
I
Oh no,
feel
a
like
possum.
sugar
gravy,
Sorry, a
man,
possum.
Right.
But I've been trying to get a picture for weeks of anything but deer and lions. Or
Oh, at your place?
yeah, or
No.
ghost or something. Can't. Haven't got that. So you got front row seats at that. You got to go hunting. I didn't get to go hunting.
Yeah.
You got to go up in the attic and fetch your Copperhead Road
That was
BBs.
fun, dude. There is a moment like
You saw a Ferris wheel. Let's
you-
just throw that in there.
when you go into an attic of your childhood home
Mm.
Not a
and you see all the boxes
not
of
a, like,
memories.
Yeah, for sure.
person
You-
with an addiction.
You do feel there's a lot of addicts there too, but you do feel
I like to go into
like you want to look
Further.
well, right? Because it's like, oh, there's my box of old stuff,
Yeah.
and you almost feel like Clark Griswold, like you get to sit up there and put those long gloves on and thumb through memories. You know what I mean?
I totally could.
But I didn't. I was on the hunt then, so I had to. For another day, I'll be up there.
Mom, I found a picture back when we were a family.
She's like, "Who said that? Nobody's here.
That rat can talk."
It's calling me mom." I did feel bad too because my grandma was there on my mom's side.
Well, there are spooks and addicts, man. So.
She went in the attic. She fell down, which isn't funny.
Yeah.
And she fell down and hit her knee.
Oh.
So she's hobbled.
She fall there or before this?
But I felt bad because we don't talk much. She's not
Yeah.
she's not the goofy granny that you hang out with and
Right.
stuff. She's always been kind of,
Gay basher.
she's I don't know. She's always been kind of just different. She eats like kind of like a possum. She's kind of like a crow lady, She just eats. She's a scavenger, She's never
And she skitters when she walks.
like. There's times when shit is like getting ready to be thrown out and if it's at my mom's house, it should have been thrown out before it was put into a fridge.
like that almond milk.
And my mom would be like, "Oh, I'll take that to grandma later." And it's like, you can't feed this woman
Yeah, dirty stuff.
this, man. And she's like, "No, she's fine. She likes it." It's like,
Gives her that tang.
it's-
She can't
She
taste
hates
anything.
fresh,
She likes
hates
her.
good food.
but
She likes her tongue to be numb after she
Yeah.
eats something.
oh, dude. And I remember one
Just
time
nothing but sunflower seeds and gobstoppers.
I just had to eat breakfast at her house one
This is
time, and
good.
she just eats one egg. Like she'll go down and cook breakfast, one egg.
What? I
That's
like
all.
to save the yolk
I
for
did that
lunch.
for a while. I had a kick where I just made one egg.
Yeah, but she did like she almost forgot that I was there. She cooked one egg, and I was like, "Are we eating breakfast?" Like, "Oh, did you want something?" Like, "Are we gonna split that egg up, bitch, or what?" Because
Take the yolk, What
fuck.
are you doing?
Or just crack another one, you cheap ass bitch. Yes, I want a fucking egg.
I want that
Can I have
delicious
two?
white part.
My mom woke me up at 4 and drove me to this house, and I've been sitting here watching a fucking black and white TV that's like 13, one of them ones that you have to dial in on the side. That's what she's watching. That's the only TV I got. I'm gonna go cook breakfast. One egg. Fuck. Never coming back again. Anyways, whatever we've been feeding her, whatever scrap she's been eating, she didn't have the energy to stand one day. Fucking fell down, hit her knee. So she was hanging out, and like I don't know how to talk to people that are hurt very good.
Yeah, didn't you?
Don't be how to talk, man.
So I was just like,
What did we learn from this?
you'll be back to running in no time.
Yeah.
Like, there you go.
Walk it off,
And I
lady.
did this weird move, like I'm not gonna hug her because I don't like her that much, but I could just kind of reach down and like we just grabbed each other's hands, just kind of tugged at each other's arms for a second, like good to see you.
I went to IKEA.
It was so weird, and so that was yesterday. So today when I left, I didn't even say anything. Like, and she was still sitting there all hobbled. I didn't say anything.
You want some seeds?
I just walked out. I felt bad because, Grandma, I hope you feel better. Like in my mind, those nice things were happening, but in real life, I was like, she doesn't care if I say that, And I don't think she does. She's one of those grandmas that don't like to be told you love them,
Oh yeah.
Hardened. Life has hardened her.
She's got a calloused emotion.
Her hands were cold.
Oh, I
touched
guarantee you they're cold.
Because all she eats for breakfast is egg whites.
Yeah.
That'll stain your soul.
She's had the same outfits for her whole life. I guess so do I, but she's
But she doesn't mow, so it doesn't
she's
count.
been alive like much longer. When I seen her when she dressed kind of like Michelle Obama,
Hot.
with
Wow.
slacks and a button-up shirt. That's all she wore my whole life.
Because he's hot.
So it was very
You didn't try to
Sounds
joke around
great.
with her or anything? Poke at her for fucking up her knee?
no, but it's like
Call her Kaepernick or something?
my mom called when we were going over there, and I heard Gump talking to her, and she's like, "I'm bringing home salad. They were on sale at Walmart," and that's what she was going to feed her, a rotten old Walmart salad.
Oh, the day-old salad?
Yeah, and she did.
Should have went with cabbage.
Just sitting there eating that
Get
salad.
in that cabbage game while it's young.
And I had brought Chinese food over for lunch, which I thought would not appeal to her for her racist tendencies. And when I walked back in at the end, when I could have said goodbye, my mom was opening the fridge and she was like, "Oh, I hope you don't mind. I'm going to give Grandma some of your leftovers." Like, yes, feed her something to eat. You can't just give her fucking old wilted. She broke her fucking knee, Mom. She's got to get her strength back.
Well, salad's great for your knees.
So she was getting. Then I saw my mom actually cut General Chow's chicken, like cut it into littler pieces, and then give her like 2 pieces of General Chow's chicken.
The rest is for me.
Eat this.
And then she put the plate back in the fridge, not covered. It's just gonna sit there till the next time Granny gets hungry. You know? Fucking crazy, man. It's La La Land.
Out of love.
Anyways, we actually do a show on Patreon, and the next hour of the show will be there. So if you want to continue listening, go to Patreon and search for Conradio. That's where this program lies. So thank you guys for listening. And
Bonus special on Patreon Wednesday night.
Sorry I was late, guys.
we got a good story about what was Mexico doing this weekend. And it wasn't watching Moneyball. It
Growing
might have
that
been.
hair out.
No, it
looks
was.
like.
No, I watched it.
All right. So don't let your
it's
meatloaf,
too close
everybody.
to home.
That's just Casey in a wheelchair.
Let's see here.
That's what I'm gonna look like when it happens too. Disheveled, just done.
He said it was Bishop Broken Legs.
Is a fish that
See you on
will eat
Patreon.
anything just as long as that thing is edible. It will even eat things such as dirt, mud, and trash, and it thinks that these things taste incredible. A carp is a fish that will eat anything, and
Water.
now you must
I
know
love the
what I
regular.
mean. If you ever meet a carp and you take him to your house, make sure that he's really, really
Sarah
clean.
Palin is hot.
There.
I don't know if she still is. Look at her currently. We'll bring her up on the bonus show. She went from like an 8.5 to like a 6.5 quick. Now Bristol, she's a pistol.
Yeah. I watched her in one of those brother sister porn.
Oh man, I'd watch the shit out of that. Was that with Jet or no Jet Palin?